Okay, quick Wednesday morning radar update. So, very strong bounce in the portfolio this morning. After a bit of a drift yesterday, I'm 2% off all-time highs. I have 5.79% of untrailed heat. I am around 80% invested. A few winners have closed in the account. There's a full loser teetering on the edge of closing in the account. Index trend model showing 80.6% bullish, so that allows me 8.6% untrailed heat in the market. So nice little move up this morning after FTSE 100 being the stronger sort of one today, which is not really what we want to see, is it? DAX gapping up strongly there. Small caps. We're approaching the opening range highs on all these markets, and we'll see if we can get 4 on the floor. It's basically what we want to see, isn't it? Let's just jump straight. I'll just look at my commodities. Sort of we've got the bounce on gold, didn't we? It rolled over and died again. Not seen. I know I beat on the same sort of banging away at the same theme. Not seeing any gold miners hitting the screens all the way through this. You know, there's one gold miner and it's actually structurally hanging in there. But what's been hitting the screens is small cap. But you know, if you don't see the stocks, you know, that's the way I always look at it. So pretty. Not the best day for metals. We'll go straight back into, and we'll go and look at the dollar again. You know, it's expected to sort of open okay again today. I know it's early days. Let's just quickly look at the, you know, we've got some pretty important inflection points, I think, but the voodoo average is in the mix. Ooh. So we'll see how that goes. Moving on, I'll just quickly look at cable there. Let's get rid of it. I hate these diagonal lines. The best way of improving your technical analysis instantly is to not draw diagonal lines on your screen. Instantly your results will improve. Take it from me. There we go. The sun's out today. I'm in a funny mood. So let's go straight into the large cap volume leaders. See what's in here. Just find the GTRS page. It is 10 past 10. We should have traded 25% to be on average volume. Yeah, we've got a lot moving in the large caps today. A lot of investment trusts in there actually. Efficient main market stocks, some of them just do trade extended straight line runs, but you know, I'm not a buyer of breakouts in efficient main market stocks. It kind of contradicts what I do in small caps. I like to trade the two methods differently. Pullbacks is where it's at. You know, this little box here was the pullback on TBCG. So through the investment trusts, or flick book of similar charts. Construction doing well today. Moving on, let's just buzz through these. I'm following yesterday's day in the markets. High five to everyone. We stayed positive. You know, you look out there on into other platforms and the negativity comes out of the woodwork on a bad day. You've got to be positive. Positive thoughts, positive, you know, actions in the stocks you take. What does that mean for me? Well, I add to winners. You know, I add to things what are working. and I just manage things what aren't working. They don't get added to, so the multiples are always skewed in the favour of the gains. So things what aren't working, they just starve in the account until they stop out. Things what are working, I add to them, and then if they start and if they keep trending, I trail until I get stopped out. But I give them enough room for my time frame. Important point. You know, I don't want to be churning on the trend time frame. If you're thinking of putting a 15% stop on something, well, look at that stock and look at your entry in conjunction with the normal price action and say, well, if I took this previously, how would it have worked on this stock? And, you know, you'll probably find that you're in the noise. Sometimes you'll get it right, but just trailing a stock that way will not work. Exciting things coming up for a platform stop loss, hopefully in the future. Doing a little bit of work on something behind the scenes. There is no platform out there what's got a decent stop loss methodology, what you can input your own data. So hopefully we're going to change that. If the computer says yes. Future just continues, doesn't it? Fantastic. So let me just get through. SQZ continues. Get through these Kanos. Yep, I did sell it. You know, main market stock. Wanted to rotate into a few other things. I sold Future as well. I think it was Future. Who's got the two muddle up what I was in. 25% to be on average volume in order of sector in the small caps. So you're going to see a stock in here. You're going to see a few what I'm in. I visited Twitter today, so I just posted a few thoughts. SRC, I'm riding this one. Happy days. You know, it's a big winner for us. You know, it could halve tomorrow and still be a scratch trade for me. That is the reality about these things. If you get your risk management right and you're riding trending stocks, you know, that's how you make the money. You know, your portfolio will be weighted into what's working. If you do the opposite, keep selling what's working, you end up with a portfolio weighted in things what are not doing anything. If you add to losers, you end up with a portfolio what's weighted in things what are acting badly. So on bad market days, you've got heavy positions in stocks what aren't acting good in your account anyway, you will feel it. So, you know, we've got good relative strength. You know, that's one of the things I try and teach day in, day out. It's hard to do the right thing. It goes against everything your instinct wants to tell you. Everything everyone's probably told you about trading and investing. You know, at the end of the day, if you keep cutting the green shoots, you end up weighted in you know, weeds. Dying weeds. So, you know, wherever it goes, nobody knows, but, you know, my portfolio is weighted in things that are working, apart from this one. So, I bought this one. I bought the breakout. You know, this is a curve fitter's dream, isn't it? But I'm still in the game because it's not hit my stop. So, a little visit to the 200-day moving average. Have a look at yesterday's radar. You know, amazingly, that is where fantastic reward to risk exists in uptrends. And the moving average is rising, so that's an uptrend, hey? Yeah, you know? So, until it's not. This one's, I'll just show you what gas in the tank this one's got. So if I got stopped out of this and then I turned up to the screens and this was the best one in the screens again, I would look at it again and I might re-entry with a pullback entry. You know, I've taken a breakout entry, it might not work. I'm hoping it, you know, I'm out of the noise still on this one, but you know, I'm hoping it hangs in there around this normal, you know, normal area. But, you know, this is maximum reward to risk where this is trading for my position. It's above my stop, but it's not stop me out. So in the world of risk 1 to make 2 or more, I'm risking 1. That 2R target is now probably paying 30, 25. So, you know, not that I have a target on this. That's just a way of explaining reward to risk flip. Until it stops you out, you're still in the game. You're risking pounds for multiples of pounds, you know. You're risking £100 with a possible £2,000 target on the normal action of this stock, on a normal step. So think about that. Reward to risk flip is always highest when you're near your stop but still in the game. So stepping in, I think it's going to close out, so I'm going to save £100. That is not my way of doing things. So yeah, reverse psychology again. But yeah, you know, it's on volume today. We see it. Let me just, I'm just going to change a screen here. Just to, we've got so many on the list today. Let me just tighten that up a bit. So, sorry for those who took that one yesterday. It's a little bit lower on my, it's a little bit, you know, obviously, you know, when you compare this with something like Step Cement, you know, it's steady on its numbers. It's a, you know, the investors will love this kind of stock. You know, I want aggressive growth, so I'm going to find aggressive growth in, you know, and it doesn't mean that, you know, Solly's not going to trend off into the distance. I hope it does, because people have been riding it from, you know, we actually took our piece, didn't we, in this this run here as well, and then it set up again. It had a first retrace, it had a breakout, a first retrace, an add point, another breakout, first retrace, another breakout. So, you know, where are we in the trend? Well, it's rear view for me, but it's last chance saloon. The entry we looked at yesterday would have been, day before yesterday, would have been last chance saloon. We had a base cheat on it as well available. So moving on, it's going to be quite a long one today, the way I'm rattling on. Science in sports, I'll just buzz through these, and the screens might get interesting over the next day or so here. AVG, still on the right side of that base. I need to just clean these charts up and put the log scale. Always use the log scale. Westminster Group, I have a position in this. You know, it's basically I entered on this day here, or this day here. So I've got a position, and I plan to build my position to a full position if it stair steps. Petal got a position in this one as well. Post them on Twitter if you're interested. SAR, this is a lose more scenario. It won't pass a growth screen, which is fine. SOS, this is a lose less scenario, so wouldn't really pass a growth. BKS, you know, high five to those who, I've added twice to this, so I added here, and I remember adding on one of these areas here, and I added again on this day here. So anywhere in the right hand side, normal action. Really is. Could come all the way back in. Who knows? You know, nobody ever knows. But you know, Beeks is Beaks is in there on the GTRS. It's not ticking the GART register anymore, but that doesn't matter to me. I took the trade where I wanted to build my position, and win, lose or draw, it will be what it will be. It will either be an outlier or an okay winner or a scratch trade or a small loser. That's all it can be. Or it can go bankrupt. Just throw that in there because, yep, I was in the cake. Bankruptcy. Trade on through. I don't touch anything with air or aviation. Sometimes I'll swing trade the odd thing, but I don't touch these. And it's read the RNS. I know you'll probably read this if you look at what people's opinions on it are, it'll probably read fantastic. But what is it? Well, they're going to beat, but they're going to beat what's already, a miss. So basically it's going to beat a miss, isn't it? It's going to beat a tick down. So I kind of see it, negative deceleration. It's ticking back up from a small tick. No, it's ticking. It went from 0.9 to 8.4 in the pre-tax year on year, and it's dipping back down to 6, and that has been upgraded. So it might still not, tick up, is what I'm trying to say. It might still be a tick down. So always, look at the numbers and just say, well, it's going to beat what? Is it going to beat a miss? Is it going to beat a tick down? Is it going to actually tick up? Well, the market, they chased the RNS because it read well, and it closed the gap already because the reality sinks in. News days are noise days. Let it settle, I would say. Okay, that's today's RtoR update.